my personal spiritual team and asked, what do you want me to know when I see these numbers? So I will be sharing that with you very soon, as well as some significant ways that you can notice these numbers and bring them into your life on a daily basis. They are very powerful. If you haven't already, I want to encourage you to check out my intro to angel numbers video, the very first video of this series. This is a playlist that you can easily find, that you can go back to the beginning, because I want to share with you how important it is to notice what you're thinking and doing when you see these repetitive numbers. So I go into why the angels often use numbers to communicate with us, why our spiritual team will use them, and how you can piece these amazing puzzle pieces together into one big divine message. Because as I said at the beginning of this video, there are divine messages waiting for you, and this is one of the best ways to get your attention. So let's drop into some of the common meanings for 777, ones that you'll see out there. If you were to just go Google what's the significance of 777, you would get these common meanings as frequently things people say. While you hear these meanings come through, I want you to see if anything really resonates with you. Do you feel any tingles in your body? Do you feel like, yes, that's what it means for me? Do you hear something? Do you notice anything else in your environment when you hear these meanings? If you don't, that's okay. Set that aside. That might be something that you can come back to later and say, okay, this time that is what it meant for me. Or it could be that maybe there's a deeper meaning for you when we get to the end and I share these bonus messages with you. All right, so one of the first very common meanings of 777 is, of course, divine connection, right? 7 rhymes with heaven. It's frequently seen as a sign of being in alignment with the universe or divine energy. So definitely a sign that you are having this great connection with your angels, with a passed away loved one, with ascended masters. And we have so many different amazing beings on our spiritual team. So just a quick reminder too, your spiritual team can be your angels, archangels, ascended masters, passed away loved ones, and spirit guides, as well as your spirit animals. And so you have to figure out how they're communicating with you by tracking it, by paying attention, by noticing things when you see these signs. So definitely pay attention when you see 77 or 777, that your team may be trying to show you, hey, we're here, we're trying to send you more messages. Another common meaning for 777 is spiritual awakening. This is similar to my 1111 video. If you haven't checked that out, a lot of these numbers, you'll see all of them multiple times a day when you're going to the next level of your enlightenment. Now, maybe you've already been on the path towards enlightenment for a while. You had your awakening already, and you're here to go deeper with that. A lot of times this will happen for me when I'm about to really advance a skill level that I'm working with. Maybe I'm working with a particular archangel, or I'm working with a particular ascended master, and I will start to have a lot of these numbers come in all at once. And it's like, okay, now you're going to the next level, you're leveling up. So even if you're already awake, which I believe you are because you're here, you are also going to still see these numbers come through a lot when you're advancing, when you're going to the next level. So they're affirming like you're ready to go to the next level, or you already are at a new level. You need to give yourself credit for that. Now, one of the most common ones we see, especially in the movies, is that 777 is associated with good fortune or good luck. In many traditions, it does symbolize luck and prosperity. But, I really want you to check in with what that really means for you, because when I see 777, an image of a slot machine goes in front of my mind. Now, I'm not a gambler. I don't enjoy it. It's just never been my thing. Maybe it's because my accounting degree is, my degree is in accounting. And, I just saw too many people lose money on those things. So I definitely am not, I'm risk averse when it comes to gambling. But I do see, when I see 777, I think of those slot machines or like in movies where people would, hit the slot machine perfectly and get all this money. But there's also this other side that's associated with it, which is risk. So I want you to step in and think to yourself, like, do I feel lucky? Do I feel fortunate? And do we want to risk that, right? So that's another meaning there. I kind of skipped ahead on what my meanings are for 777, but we'll go into that more. just know that that's obviously what probably the most common thing is. People consider 7 lucky. The next one is intuition and insight. So it can be a prompt to trust your instincts, right? Trust that you're lucky, trust that you know what to do, and embrace that inner wisdom. Another one is positive reinforcement. So again, it could be just similar to 1111 or some of our other numbers you're going to see coming up where they're saying, yes, this is correct, keep going. It's like a reflection back to you that you're on the right path, keep going. And your spiritual team is saying, we want to encourage you to go with the present mindset you have, go with the present mind. Plan. So the next thing that I see a lot when I look up this number is it's encouragement in your spiritual growth. So maybe you're feeling a little doubtful about your ability to connect with your angels or connect with your spiritual team, and they're encouraging you just trust. It's a nudge to continue your development, continue learning, continue tracking these numbers. And of course, one of the final meanings that I've seen a lot with 777 is miracles and magic. So this number is associated with miraculous occurrences and the magical aspects of life. So I want you to think about those things whenever you see 777 or 77. But I will go into kind of some of the meanings that I've seen when I've seen 777. Now, one of the things that I also wanted to address too was this concept of luck, and what does luck mean to you? You've probably heard people say, especially people from older generations, well, oh, that person's just lucky. Well, I happen to disagree with that. I believe that luck is something that we bring into our life, we invite into our life by having confidence and by going for what our heart wants. Similar to the idea of manifestation, where you have to put energy in something to manifest it, and that energy has to be matching the frequency of what you're manifesting. So the same thing would go with luck. I would say that if you believe you are lucky, you are therefore lucky. If you say you're not lucky, then you're affirming the opposite, right? That's why I'm so big on affirmations, especially the little pocket affirmations I give you that are short and easy to remember. So don't forget, I will have one for 777 or 77 whenever you see repeating sevens. I didn't say this at the top of the video, but I'm sure that you know this by now, that angel numbers are any sequences of numbers that you notice throughout your day. So it can be a license plate, it can be on a receipt, it can be on a serial number of something, it can be up on a billboard, whatever, it could be in a phone number. So these things can be very common ways that angels and our spirit guides can send us information. So if we go throughout our busy day and we're noticing that, there is meaning behind it, because you have to think about all the things that you have not noticed throughout your life. Now, I have a really cool story with a friend of mine who saw the same 777 license plate 1 month apart, and both times she saw it, she and I were in the middle of talking. We had been texting back and forth, and we send each other numbers when we see that. Like if I leave her a voice memo at exactly 4:44, I point it out. Or if I send it at exactly 11:11, I'm like, oh, I didn't do that on purpose, but look. And so we always are sharing like sequences with each other, and we know that they're signs for both of us. And we recently had this amazing time where she saw the license plate on the 4th of the month, and exactly a month later, we were having the same conversation and she saw it again. And what's so funny is we were talking about this last night, and I already had planned to do the video today about 777, and here she was, showing me, can you believe out of all the vehicles in all of this state that I happened to park next to this one again? And I mean, she lives in a big, big city. So it was really rare, and it was far away from where she first saw it. So we both were laughing, and we get, just giggly, like so excited the way that our team works with us. And by the way, we live in totally different states, and yet these synchronicities are happening for us. So I want you to be paying attention to those things, and please don't dismiss when you see these numbers. I'll say it one more time because I think it's so important. Think of all the things you don't notice all day long, and yet you notice that sequence. There's something there for you. So let's go into the meanings that I have for these numbers. But first, I want to remind you, if you haven't already, please sign up for my free newsletter at devondoer.com. There you will get my free gift for you, my ebook, Is it a sign? How to recognize signs and discover their meanings. And in this ebook, I give you 5 questions to ask anytime you do think you've seen a sign. Every time you see 777, you can have these 5 questions, hopefully in your journal, ready to review to see what that means for you. Now, I have heard from some of you that occasionally you've signed up to get my ebook and you did not get sent the welcome email. If that happens to you, please email me at info@devondoer.com and we will make sure you get that ebook, because we have found occasionally the website just messes up and it doesn't capture your email and send you the ebook. But that is my free gift to you. Is it a sign? How to recognize signs and discover their meaning when you sign up for my free newsletter at devondoer.com. I say that because I really go into what it means to notice a sign and how you can interpret it. So the meaning, when I sat down with the angels, I said, okay, what do you want me to know when you show me 777? Or, even I've seen longer sequences of that before, right? I've seen 4 or 5 of them before. But what do you want me to pause and realize when you show this to me? And they said, we want you to know powerful divine messages are waiting for you to acknowledge. Connect to your spiritual team and ask for loud and clear signs. Trust your intuition. So it is similar to some of those other general meanings I listed at the top of this video, but what's different is this idea of acknowledging it. It's like, this is going to date me, but the old-fashioned answering machines we used to have at our home when we didn't carry our cell phones around, or even you could say your inbox in your email that you never clear out, or your voice memos that you never listen to because you don't want to get around to it. They're saying there's something waiting for you to hit play and listen to this message for you when you see that. So really trust your intuition. And so here's another story for me with that. When I am seeing sequences of 7s, I'm also being asked to put some other messages together into that bigger message. So that's why I said at the beginning, it's like we're getting these puzzle pieces. I see 333 here. I see 433 here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 there, which that video is coming, by the way. And I will, stop and I'll go, okay, when I saw 333, what were they telling me? When I saw 1010, what was that going on? And they're actually asking me to put all of these things together into one big picture. And boy, is that helpful to do if you track it. It's so important you track it. That's why I'm going to give you a journaling prompt here. Make sure, if you haven't, to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much to my subscribers who are here. I love you so much. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. Are you seeing 777 or 77 a lot? I upload videos about other angel numbers once a week while I'm doing this series. I don't know how long it'll go, but I've got several planned, even some unusual ones. And then I have angel messages for you as well on this channel where I go live. I go live at least twice a week to answer your questions, share angel message with you, and talk about amazing topics surrounding angels, developing your intuition. And I do give journaling prompts. One of the lives that I do will often journal together, because this is how you're going to develop that gift of hindsight. You have to track the things that are going on when you get these messages, so that you can go back, use hindsight, and connect the dots and build that bigger picture, right? So here's your journaling prompt for whenever you're seeing repeating 7s. Angels, what divine messages do you have for me now? Please send me loud and clear signs. This is so that if you don't first hear their messages, just write the question and then say, send me loud and clear signs, because the message will come. You might not hear, feel, or see it right away. There's the typical ways that we will get messages is we will hear them, we will feel them, we will see them or know them. One of those 4, sometimes 2 or 3 of those 4 at the same time. It can be overwhelming. It can actually be really hard to decipher sometimes when we're getting it all at once. So that's why I want you to write down everything you get. And you can do that journaling prompt there. And it seems so simple, but just by asking the question, angels, what divine messages do you have for me now? You are inviting them to connect with you. We do have that law of free will, and it encourages them to continue to send it in that method. Once they once they realize that you've acknowledged that they have these messages for you, they're jumping up and down and cheering and so excited that you are acknowledging that they are connecting with you, they are sending you messages. I do have a custom journal for sale on my website, devondoer.com, called Book of Evidence, Proof Your Angels Are With You, where I have these custom templates in there designed to help you track your intuition so you can develop that hindsight ability, plus other tools in here to help you deepen your connection with your angels and build your spiritual practice. At the beginning of it, there is a how-to tutorial that you can use to learn my method for doing this, but also it comes with a 4-part webinar designed to help you deepen your connection with your angels and deepen your intuition, advance your intuition, which many of you I know already are so intuitive. That's why you're here. And we were all born with these abilities. We were all born with the ability to connect with our angels and to get these divine messages. So I'm simply here to support you. And you're here because you are a light worker, whether you use it professionally or not, you are using it to help others. We are here to serve others by sharing our light. So I really wanted to encourage you with that there real quickly. Let's do a pocket affirmation for any time you see repeating sevens. Please write this pocket affirmation in the comments below this video so that I know you made it to the end, and we still have that bonus message for you. It's coming up. But anytime you see repeating sevens, 777 or more, say, I am open to divine messages. Let's write that in the comments below this video, please. I am open to divine messages. This will really help you with receiving these messages as well. And remember to notice anything you're getting. Sometimes they send the messages at first through the numbers, and then they send it through an animal. Maybe you see a cardinal or a green lizard or a butterfly. So you want to be putting all of these things together in your book of evidence. Now, you don't have to have my journal. You can use any journal you want. Just please do it all in one place. Put the date, put what was going on. Make sure you grab that free ebook of mine so you know what to ask and what to write down. And then you're creating this evidence of the messages you're getting from your angels. And then even if you don't understand what they are, you are showing you are open to it. So again, I am open to divine messages is the pocket affirmation for 777 there. And, remember what I said when my friend was sending me pictures of the license plate that had 777, the first time she did it, we were laughing because we were like, how often that poor person gets their their car taken a picture of, because people are always like, whoa. And, it's funny because who knows whether they're aware of that or not, but can you imagine everywhere you go, somebody's taking a picture of your car and you're like, who's this? The paparazzi is taking pictures of my car, and it's really, they're trying to get the license plate to track it. And so we were cracking up about that because, anytime somebody has a number like that, you've got to think other people are noticing it, especially with the way we're all waking up to the way our spiritual team is working with us, the way the ascended masters work with us, the way the angels work with it. We're all waking up to it. So we're all seeing it everywhere. And there is one vehicle in the area that I see pretty often that has 444. So I'm always, I get all the tingles and I get excited whenever I just happen to pull up behind that car at a stoplight. I don't know who they are or whatever, but I always recognize it. So, there's a lot of ways that we can see these repeating numbers though. And I just want to encourage you to give yourself credit for noticing them and give yourself credit for any message that comes through. And of course, if you don't know what it means at the time, simply writing it down can be so helpful. All right, so let's get to your bonus message. Thank you, by the way, for getting to the end. I will be having even more angel number videos coming. I already have several up right now. You can check out the playlist. And let's get into this bonus message for you. You are going through an awakening process. Didn't I say that earlier? You are going through an awakening process. You're already awake, but it's a process that you're going to the master level. You're getting better and better and better. So the angels are saying, please pause and look for a different perspective about a current challenge you're in. So what's the first thing that came to mind for you when you thought challenge? Find a creative solution that will allow you to be yourself, okay? So let me say that one more time. You're going through an awakening process. Please pause and look for a different perspective about a current challenge and find a creative solution which will allow you to be yourself. The angels always want you to feel like you can be yourself. So if there is a challenging situation that you are dealing with right now, probably you aren't being allowed to really shine the way you want to. Look for a creative solution, and the angels will help you if you ask. Remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.